back at you, coming to you live. We got the 85 Monte Carlo in. We finishing up some suspension parts installed. As you can see, you see the factory lower trailing arm. And then this is the QA1 box trailing arm that's gonna be a lot stronger. But you can see the bushings is already in it. If you wanted to reuse this trailing arm and you want to do the bushings, we would have to press those bushings out, you know, both of them with our press, and then press the new ones in. So that's another benefit of having the aftermarket trailing arms that just is a simple bolt in. It fits the factory sway bar or the aftermarket sway bar. You can see the sway bar bolts are pretty much in the same location. You know, those are the uppers. If you look, Mr. Butch already got the uppers, which is the adjustable red trailing arms over there. Let me see if they give you a better shot right here. Yeah, money. It did have a factory sway bar on it. That's gonna be replaced with the QA1 sway bar, but we had to take that one off just to put the sway bars, the trailing arms on. So the reason why we're putting all of this suspension stuff on, this is a test fit. So once we get everything mocked up with the original suspension, the new suspension that's going on the car, now we can see how it sits, and then we can make whatever cuts we need to accommodate the bigger wheels that we're going on here. We didn't want to do that prematurely without having the suspension that's going to have it on curb weight and everything. That's the best time to do whatever mock-ups or cuts you're going to do. Gapping it, everything is good with the true suspension and curb car sitting on curb weight, how it's going to sit when you drive it away from us. So we put everything together. Once it all goes together, we get everything where we wanted it. Then we blow everything apart, and then we'll put our custom touch, color, and everything to really spruce this up. But stay tuned. Mr. Butch is here, rocking and rolling. You can see he's very appropriate for the job. A little dirty, a little grimy, just a tad. Yeah. But we getting at it. We got $1 million in snap-on tools, so no matter what needs to be done, it's gonna get done here today at VTSV Auto, man. Let's go, man. We ain't no games.
This car is getting a totally different engine. It's going to be a lot more powerful, and when you go with more power and more horsepower, more torque, you got to beef things up and make sure things are going to be strong enough to take that kind of horsepower, and that's what I'm doing right now. This is our newer brake system. As I said, we were going from the factory drum system. Much bigger, nicer setup here. Vented slotted rotors, nice heavy duty calipers. We've also upgraded our suspension. Below here you can see we've got brand new trailing arms. These are solid. They're not hollow and stamped like the factory ones were. A lot better strength. If you look inside here, we've also got upper trailing arms that are brand new, and they're fully adjustable. Down here, we've added our brand new anti-sway bar, all QA1 parts.
What is that stuff?
This is Permatex anti-seize lube, and what this does is it keeps your threads on your shock from galling while you're setting your ride height and putting pressure on the spring.
How did you find out about the Permatex beyond your mechanical knowledge? Where did you initially get that from?
It said so in the instructions in the kit. This is a must.
We do read instructions too, guys. Like, all of that stuff helps. So.
And they specified Permatex. That's what we use.
So that's a brand specific lube for the what are those bearings?
This is called a thrust bearing kit.
Okay. And that just sandwiches
basically
in between.
It rides on these little tiny bearings here, and it gives you a lot easier time of adjusting your ride height with a lot less backlash on you.
Gotcha.
And here's that. The spring sits on top of there, and now you can set your ride height evenly, and we just put a tiny little bit more on here to give it a little bit better ease at adjusting and not bind up on you.
And then what is the, after that, we just go with the coil spring on top?
We put the coil spring on top of this. We put our bushings down here, load it up inside, connect this to the lower control arm.
What are these pieces right here? You had to remove these initially?
Those are for your different installation, if you were using your factory lower control arms, these would come into play and they would
And
go
where
right
they
in the
go it
factory
on that
location.
shot? Show me where the location on that shot.
That would have gone right here where I put this adapter to go with our mount.
So you had
But
to
that
take
would have
that.
been
You had
in
to
here
take
with a
that
rubber
off.
bushing. Yes, that would have been in here with a rubber bushing, and that's to give you the access to mount to your original factory lower control arms. The only difference is these mount to the top, is where your factory shocks mount from the bottom.
Gotcha. VTSV Auto, man, the Butch and Vic show. We rocking that red on vacay. Holla back. I just wanted to come, feature alert real quick, short and sweet. Something that I like about the Wilwood kit, Butch came and asked me where the wheel studs at. If you know your old wheel studs, they were press-in wheel studs, not necessarily with a hammer, but you could use a press. What I like about the Wilwood hubs is it's threaded. So you screw them in from the back, and you don't have to worry about, any problem having to have a press. Obviously you torque them down, and then once you put the nut on the other side with the wheel on, obviously the hubs are in. And then another thing, you can see that it's two different, when you buy the kit, it's two different bolt patterns. So it's either a 4 on 4.5 and a 4 on 4 3/4. So the factory was 4 on 4.5, but now you got options for wheel fitment, So I thought that was pretty cool just to, bring it up. Wilwood dealer, we let you know we can get you right. VTSV Auto, call us if you need it, baby. Tell your mama about us. And then we'll be, you got the stuff with wheels going on.
All right.
VTSV Auto, y'all ready for the moment of truth? Y'all ready to see what the G-body gonna look like on 6? It's sitting on all coilovers on all 4 corners, man. Let them have it. Do the honors for me, Mr. Buzz. Nice and smooth. My whole goal before we started to finish cutting and nip tucking to fit these big 26s on this G-body. If anybody that got the G-bodies, the 85, 86 that year, or the years that have the similar body style, knows the difficulty of fitting a 26 on this car. We got acquainted with it doing it ourselves. But I knew we had to make a relief cut in front of the rear tire to fit the 26 in. But at that point, I didn't want to do any more cutting until I get all of the suspension on the car that's going to be on the car as a finale. Not the original suspension. We knew we was going to upgrade to all 4 coilovers on each side. So we wanted to get that in, and then it'll let us know how much we had. But if I could pull up the video, we probably have it. Originally, when we put these wheels on there, we didn't have this much clearance. We didn't have the ride height that we do in the back. So it's no need to cut the arc like we was gonna, I couldn't even stick my finger in there. But the coilovers gave us that additional height. It's music in the trunk already, so this is pretty much where he's gonna sit at. We can roll the inner fenders up top just for clearance, maybe. But other than that, we should be good just based off of what I'm looking at here. It's not that bad. Not that bad. That's what it's filling it up. We got clearance here. These inner wheel wells can go back a little bit. We can work on that. But the main part is here. The arc flows in the back, which gives us, clearance. But here's a sharp turn coming down right into the tire. So we just need to trim this here, and then we took the plastic molding off just to check, because the molding would have added even more. But now we know we gotta add like a pie cut and then make everything fit like it was from the factory. We'll be doing the LS swap. A lot of the stuff that we got on here for fitment purposes only. We're gonna take it all apart again, paint everything, get it real nice and saucy for you guys, but we had to at least get everything together to finish clearance checks, to make sure everything, and then once we're done with all the clearance, we could weld up those cuts that's in the frame, and then we'll show enough be ready for the next phase, which is just pretty much mani and pedicure at that point. You know, beautifying the car. All of the, you know, cutting and welding, all of that will be done. We're gonna do a LS swap on it, but we'll do a BRP hot rod motor mount kit, transmission kit, where to sit it right where it needs to be. Lift the whole body up, put the motor in. I'll probably send the frame out. Being that we're gonna take all the suspension off the paint, we might as well lift the body up. We might as well send the frame out, get it powder coated, a nice color to match all of the, you know, the theme of the car, and then paint all of the suspension parts, and we'll be ready to go. VTSV Auto, man. G-Body, 86. G-Body gang, where y'all at, man? Holler at us, VTSV Auto. We got you right, man. Check out the video. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let your mama know about us too, man.